You wake up in the morning and your friend calls you and asks if you could meet up with him. You tell him yes and move some things in your schedule to accommodate. When you do this, you end up canceling your mentorship meeting with a new hire from your job. In life, we are all forced to make decisions. These choices in turn reflect our internal priorities. When you look at life this way, you realize that everything you do, and you don't reflect on where your heart is. We often unknowingly prioritize things and our life's choices reflect on it. Stoics understood the need for focus in one's life and the constant task of avoiding the many frivolities that steal time from what's important. As Epictatus once said, "Don't set your mind on too many things." In today's age, we often feel forced to balance a lot, from our family life, job, health, education, skills, hobbies, and friendships. These are all normal parts of life. We have finite amounts of time to do all of these things, and thus have to judge each of them on what they are actually worth to us, and then to allocate time to them appropriately. We have to make conscious decisions at every turn and become strategic managers in our own life in order to invest our time in the ways we want. Senator Paul Tsonga said, "Nobody ever said on their deathbed that they'd wish they'd spend more time in the office." This quote embodies the often forgotten fact that we prioritize our entire lives in ways we regret later. The goal should be to end our lives knowing that we lived our life to the best of our ability, and not that we wasted it on things that ended up being trivial. I often challenge myself to avoid the constant drift to what I call the autopilot state, where I make choices based not on my priorities, but on my current mood or feeling. We are bombarded with distractions that lure us away from our priorities. In the end, we all know that actions speak louder than words. I remember a time when I would make excuses for people that didn't make the time for me or what I needed. I didn't want to be a priority and thus sacrifice my own time to wait for them to change. Never sacrifice your priorities waiting for someone else to change theirs. So when you find yourself watching hours of TV or putting financial gain over your loved ones, think about whether that would be something you would be proud of in those moments, and ask yourself right now if you would be happy in life if these were your last moments. Would you want what you are now written on the gravestone as a marker for what you stood for and believed in? Like a soldier dying for his cause on the battlefield, we too must make sure that our priorities are worth the price for life itself, because everything costs time and we don't have much of it. In our dying moments, as we revisit our life's journey, we want to be content with how we finished the race rather than disappointed that we never ran.